Meet Die Dead Kill, my main account. Ever since the collection log was released, I've been working on collecting all the different items in the game. After starting my Chunkman series, I've been neglecting the account, but now it's time to resume collecting and share the adventure. Last episode we added 6 items to our collection log. We went to the Giant's Foundry to clear out the 4 easiest log slots, got a fast Seracnus cudgel, and finally got our first Godsword shard. Then not a collection log slot, but we finished the episode with the completion of the hard combat achievements. Today is going to be a bit of a different kind of video, as we participated in a clan event, an old school RuneScape board game. First of all, let's explain what the event is all about. There are 11 teams of 7 people each, competing to finish the board as fast as possible. We are part of Team 5, the super insufferable Mauritanian Pimp Slappers, and our team is composed of a variety of players, some with a ton of game knowledge, some with a bit less, so a very good combo of players. Then we have the board game itself. It's pretty similar to board games like the Game of Life, where you roll a die and every tile you land on, there is a task you need to do, in this case something in RuneScape. Before the board was revealed, we could roll the die in advance, and No Help managed to roll a 2, which wasn't all that great. It was actually the second worst throw. Only one team managed to roll a 1, and all the rest rolled higher than us. So we were off to a bit of a bad start, but then we came together in Lumbridge just before the board was revealed. It's currently 5 minutes before the board is being revealed and everybody is meeting up at Lumbridge. Look at all of those people, all of those names. Let's see what this board is going to be. Let's hope for an easy task, something that does not take too long. And hope all the other teams get bad luck, of course. The board was revealed. Look at this. A lot of tasks here. 55 tiles in total. And we can immediately see there are some special tiles here to roll again, move forward, move backwards. And the biggest one here, move back to tile 14. Pretty much the worst thing on the board. If we then go to the start of the board, one thing you can see here is that there are actually 2 tasks on every tile or most of the tiles. This is because the task clan is a clan not only focused on the collection log, it is also home to all of the taskers, the people who follow the same generate task spreadsheet by Tedious. We wanted to have them join the board game as well. So pretty much we are always going to go for the big task. So in the first tile, this would be a dragon pickaxe. And if a tasker would complete a task, they can roll a 12-sided dice to roll a team. So we have 11 teams. If they roll a 12, nobody gets anything. And if they roll a team, that team gets the option to get the lower tiered item as well. So in this case, if you start at tile 1, you would have to get a dragon pickaxe. If the task gets easier, you can get either the dragon two-hander sword or the dragon pickaxe. We were pretty happy that the dragon pickaxe was not our first task, as this event started quite late on a Friday evening. So there must have been a lot of PKers around and this must not have been a fun task to do. Then if we see our tile, let's bring up our pawn. This is the pawn we are going to use to traverse the board. We got a 2, so we have to get a champion scroll. And if our task gets easier, we can just move on to the next tile, which would be to get the Keser anagram from the medium clues. We can then check the full start of the board with all of the teams, and this would be it. one team just behind us, then us, and then 2 on tile 3, 2 on tile 4, and 5 people on the curved bone task, but nobody rolled a 6, so it's all nicely clumped together. Just the most of the teams are already at tile 5. Either way, our first task is to get a champion scroll, so let's go and get that one. We have to get a champion scroll, which is a 1 in 5k drop. And we have killed like 15,000 ghouls already, but we don't have the champion scroll. So this is actually an amazing task to get early on. And with the combat achievements, the hard combat achievements, we can now use 45 cannonballs on one dwarven multi-cannon, so we can AFK a bit longer here. So let's see how many ghouls this is going to take, and maybe if a teammate can get the task done instead. We managed to kill about 400 to 500 ghouls, and we were pretty much doing that instead of the easier ones, like the goblins, just because we still need that champion scroll. But some of the other teammates went to goblins with a cannon, and we pretty much got the task done. We were over the 5,000 combined kill count over all monsters, and Eigenmaps with 2,000 goblins of his own completed the task. Then if we look to the next few tasks, if we can roll, we pretty much can roll up to a 6, which would be the platinum, 13 platinum speedruns, which would actually be a terrible task to get. Then if we go to the 5, we would go back 1 tile, so that's the Pharaoh's Scepter, which is not that bad. Then if we roll a 3, we would get a curved bone, which is a 1 in 5k drop as well, but with a limited set of monsters. An obsidian armor drop, we could just barrage them, and we still need those, so this would actually be a fun task to do if we get this. And then decay Sir task, it's just getting a few medium clues, so I don't think this would take long. Then Eigenmaps rolled, and we rolled a 4. So if we take our pawn, we go 1, 2, 3, 4 onto the Pharaoh's Scepter. So let's go do some pyramid plunder. And there's a cheeky little diary task completed as well. We've had the level for a while, but we did not do the actual task yet. Now the only achievement task we are left with is one for the desert as well, which is speak to the KQ head in your POH, for which I really want to have the upgraded Keris. Back to the board game, so that means someone else has gotten the drop, and that was Scottish. We were at about 10% chance to get the scepter by ourselves, and the team was about at 60% in total, so we got a little bit lucky here. Then for the next few tiles, if we would roll a 1, we would have to do this grind all over again, so that wouldn't be the greatest. And then, like I mentioned, the speedruns would be really bad to get. Then we have an Edgeville Coffin Step, which is a pretty easy thing to get, I guess. Easy clues are fast to get. And then if we roll a 4, we get the Elder Chaos Robe. That should all be fine. KQ Head would actually not be bad, because we still need the KQ Head, like we mentioned in the last task we need for our diary. So it would be good to get for our own collection log, but for the task itself, not the greatest, as KQ is not the easiest to kill. And then if we would roll a 6, we need 2 Slayer Heads, 2 different Slayer Heads, which is also not the greatest task, I'd say. But we were fairly lucky, and we rolled a 4. So moving our pawn 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles. We need to get 1 piece of the Elder Chaos Robes. And if we look at the drop rate, it's about a 1 in 1,400 drop, which is quite steep, but there's 3 pieces, so that's already divided by 3, and we have 7 people, which makes it to about 1 in 70 to get the drop, which is actually really easy. I don't have a clip for this, as the drop was fairly quick, and Leon got the task for us done. So back to rolling a new task. So a 1 would be the KQ head, then 2 Slayer heads, then any of the Zulrah fangs if we roll a 3, which could take quite a while as we are quite dry there. Then tile 14 was something we really wanted to avoid as we did not have any points stored for Guardians of the Rift, so that would be a bad roll. Then the Karazi jungle step on a hard clue if we roll a 5 would probably be one of the easiest things to do. And then 16 is get a Dusk Mystic piece from the Brimstone chests. And we have a lot of keys stored up as this was announced that this was going to be a task, so everybody had stored up a lot of keys. So rolling this one is pretty much a freebie. Then Leon rolled a 3, so we go over the heads onto Zulrah. Here we are again at Zulrah for our next task. If we look to our collection, we are currently fairly dry as we should have gotten both of the fangs within this kind of kill count. So with a little bit of luck, we will actually get one of these pretty fast and we'll get another quick completion. At this point, it was getting pretty late and I was about to go to bed. And Task Spanner, one of the taskers, actually made it easier for us this task. He rolled our team and now we can also get a Visage or an Onyx to complete the task. And this was how the board looked like at the end of day 1. So there are still quite a few people still on their starting tiles. And then if we look more to where we are, there are 2 teams just behind us, 1 team on the same tile, and 1 team a couple of tiles in front of us, so we are pretty much in 2nd place at the moment. Big thing here is that Team 8 did stack some Brimstone keys, but apparently not enough to get a Dusk piece. So they will be stuck here for quite a while, I guess. After waking up the next day, I thought we were going to maybe have 1 task completed or something, but I woke up to this. We jumped up from tile 13 to 31 overnight. In the couple of hours, the people were still awake. So in rapid fire, BB Koala got the Onyx, so the actual tasker help did really help us. Otherwise, the Onyx wouldn't have counted as the completion of this tile. Then he rolled a 3, so we went up to the Dusk Mystic. And the team had enough keys, so also Koala finished the task. And then went up to roll a 4, which is probably the best thing we could have rolled, because this is the roll again tile. And then we really did not want a 3 or a 6 because the Obor Club is quite an annoying thing to get. And we did not have any keys stacked as well. But we did roll a 3, which means we are now on the Obor Club step. But apparently that also didn't take long. Scottish got the Obor Club in 9 kill count. So that was also a very speedy task. Then we rolled a 2. So we went to the Serachnis cudgel. We actually got the easier task for this cudgel, as there is no easy task for this one. This was just a waste. And Leon, just an hour before I woke up, got the Jar of Ice first of all, and then got the cudgel after only a couple of kills. And then he rolled a 3, so we are now at Granite Boots. After pretty much rapid firing all of the tasks, we went from 13 to 31 in 4 tasks. So really amazing to see that when waking up. Now we are going to Spitting Wyverns to get the Granite Boots. Well, that's the Granite Longsword, which is not completing our task, sadly. Another longsword. Great. And there's another longsword. Number 3 now. We are 329 Spitting Wyverns in, so this might still take a bit of time. And then we're back to the board, which means someone else completed the task. Eigenmaps got the boot after 137 ancient wyverns, so he went to kill the bigger ones for a bigger chance. But they take longer to kill, so we weren't really sure if they were worth it or not. But in this case, he got the drop, so it was pretty much worth it. We finished at about 380 kills of the spitting wyverns, and we got 3 granite longswords. So sadly, we could not complete this task. If we look at the board, the next one, if we roll a 1, we would have to go to Corp. And the Holy Elixir is fairly common, but killing Corp is fairly slow. So I'm not really sure if this would be a good task or not. Then Granite Legs if we roll a 2, which is a 1 in 5/12 drop. So this should be easier actually than the Granite Boots. And then Grotesque Guardians if we roll a 3, get any of the uniques, which should be fine. Then Cox, I've never done Chamber of Zerek, so I really don't want to get this one because we'd have to learn some things and this might slow us down a bit. Then if we roll a 5, we would have to go to the Chaos Fanatic. Don't think that would be an issue. And then if we roll a 6, we would have to get a full Barrow set. From all of the options, Eigenmaps rolled a 3. So we have to get a Grotesque Guardian unique. So let's go and get a Gargoyle Slayer task for that. So we are going to skip a lot. We have 8.6k points. So let's see how long this is going to take. And there we go, Gargoyles, 235. That did take a bit longer than I expected. We wasted 1400 points on this. So let's hope we get the drop, as otherwise this would have been a big waste. Welcome back to the board. We all know what that means. We did not get the drop. What's even worse here is that Leon was so spooned. He got it at 13 KC, and he got it while we were gearing up. So looking back at that clip really hurt. All of those Slayer points just wasted. But the good thing here is that we are really speeding through this board, and we can roll again. The next 3 tiles we have already seen, and then if we roll a 4 we would get a Black Mask, which would not be an issue. The full Ancient Ceremonial will not be an issue, but then if we roll a 6, this pretty much means we have to go back the entire board. We would pretty much lose our advantage over all of the other teams being so far ahead. So pretty much here we don't want a 1 and we don't want a 6. What did Leon roll? He rolled a 4. So if we go with our pawn, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we need to get a Black Mask. Alright, let's find a good spot here to kill the cave horror and actually get the task done ourselves this time, as we seem to be getting very lucky on completing the tasks, but for ourselves we aren't actually doing much for the team. Hi, me again. This was actually also a very short task. We just finished recording the clip and just a few moments later Leon just decides to get the drop again. So we're pretty much getting carried by him and it's time to roll another task. So we're pretty much hoping to get over tile 40, because if we get over that it's pretty much the home stretch until the finish. Then Elite Clue Map, I don't think that would be an issue. A Trouver Parchment, I don't think that would be an issue either. And then Boat Shards of Scorpia, I don't think that would be an issue as well. But this here, any God Wars Dungeon Hilt might be a bit tough. So we're pretty much hoping for something between 3 and 5. And drum rolls, Leon rolled a 5. So that means that we got over the big bad bomb on tile 40. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to Scorpia. After the extreme spooning of Leon or Selenaria, we need to go to Scorpia and we need to get any of the shards. And that's actually perfect for us, as if we go to Scorpia, we only have 46 kills and we have nothing there. So this should be good fun going for those log slots. And hopefully, if Leon doesn't spoon again, we can actually get a drop for once. And there we have one of our teammates, BB Climax, getting a Malediction Shard 3. So now we only need the Odium Shard 3 to complete our task. We are currently at, what is this, 81 kill count? And we started at 47, so we've got a good 35 kills under our belt. And of course the other people are getting kills as well. So this shouldn't take that many kills. And that's 100 kills on our name. We still have not seen the second shard, but I don't think that will take much longer. Oh, we got it! Malediction Shard 3. Oh, wait. We need the other one. We need the Odium Shard. Okay, but that's a collection log slot for us. Doing some solo KC and we will hit 200 kill count, which means we have 154 on the counter just by ourselves. Our team has pretty much doubled that, so we are pretty dry on getting this new unique, the Odium Shard 3. So let's keep going. It's Saturday evening at the moment. There's a lot of PKers about. So this is not going to be that much fun. And then back to our board. So we know what that means. Someone got the Odium Shard 3. And this time it was BB Koala, the other BB, completing the set. It happened 2 kills after the last clip, so it didn't take that much longer. But overall we did go dry quite a bit on this task. And we pretty much spent all day at Scorpia. We can't always be lucky, I guess. And now let's see what the next few tiles are. And we already had the hilt. Then we have moved back 4 tiles, which would be a bit annoying, as we would have to go back to the elite map. Not the worst task, but we could get the Scorpia task again if we do. Then if we roll a 3, we would have to get the blood shard. Not a difficult task. Some skilling instead of some bossing. But then if we go over that, from everything from a 4 to a 5 and a 6, these are pretty much the hardest tasks on the entire board. And probably the unique at Tombs of a Masket is probably the easiest one to get, because obtaining a full ballista is difficult, and the armor seeds as well. Definitely for us, as we don't really have any experience with gauntlet kills. But what did Koala roll? He sadly rolled a 2. So that means we go to the move back 4 tiles. So we get sent back to tile number 41. And we need to get a step, a clue step with a map on it. And there are about 5 steps with an X on top of that map. And that's one of those we need to get. We don't have an elite clue in the bank, but we do have these gold keys I was preparing for Shades of Morton. So this should amount to about 3 to 4 clues. So this is a good chance to get that step done. So let's go open them in Shades of Morton and let's see what we are going to get. Oh, there's our first elite clue. And this should be the third completion. So we get the casket, which is a good thing. But now we just go back to Shades of Morton to get another clue. Oh, there's another clue. And the step is not a map step. So let's see what we get for the other steps. No luck on this clue either. We get another casket, and let's go back to Shades of Morton. We have about 100 and something keys left, so we should get at least one more. Oh, there's another clue. Let's see what this one is. Not a map yet. Killerbladveld. And there's the third casket. Always good to have elite clues done, but this is not why we are doing them. We still have, I think, 50-ish keys left for Shades of Morton. 66 keys left. And that's the last key. Okay, so no more Shades of Morton keys to get elite clues. We don't have any more totems left for Skotizo either. So I'm not sure what our best course of action would be. Maybe Barrows would be the best. Barrows is known territory to us. If we look to the collections logged, we already have 632 Barrows chests opened, and we are missing 4 items. So snagging maybe one of those items together with a lot of elite clues would be actually really amazing. But let's see how long it takes to get an elite clue, and maybe some of our team might get the elite clue step faster than us. And we start with a duplicate, Werksbrassert. Okay, starting off strong, I guess. Oh, there's the elite clue. Let's see which step. A sled again. Okay, let's go and try and complete, or not complete, get this elite clue step. Sadly, that's 4 caskets without one of the steps, so this might be more difficult than we anticipated. Cheeky little Adam's rope skirt at chest number 644. Added another 3 mil to our bank value. Back to the board. Which means someone else has completed the tile. No help got the map, and then it was time to roll again. And hopefully we don't roll a 4, otherwise we have to do this all over again. No help rolled a 3, and personally I would rather have a 5 where we had the blood shard. But going back to the God Wars dungeon for any of the hilts. For me though, this was the end of day 2. And yes, this was only the end of day 2. We have done so many things in the first 2 days of the event, and we are almost at the end. If we look at what the board looks like with the competition on it, it would look something like this. So we are still quite in front of everyone. Nobody is in front of us. There's one team 5 tiles behind us, with still the possibility to hit the bomb. So anything can happen for this team. And for the rest, we have quite the lead on all of the other teams. The next team is only at tile number 29. So we're 15 tiles ahead of the third team now. For the other teams, there are a clump of teams over here. Then at the start, nobody's at the start anymore. But we have the unfortunate teams 8 and 3, which are both stuck on the Dusk Mystic tile. So team 8 has been here for a full day. If we then go back to our position and look at when we woke up, this is what happened. Team 11 jumped up from, I think they were at tile number 28, and they jumped up right behind us, only a couple of tiles behind us. But this is the admin team, they don't win prizes. So that's all fine. Team 9 is still on the ancient ceremonial. And then a couple of teams have gotten closer. So our lead is a bit smaller, but we are still leading the pack. But we did not get a completion overnight, which I really would have liked to have. But what we did get is Nick Task completed one of his tasks on his spreadsheet, and he gave us the easier task. So we can either get a hilt or a full god sword, but personally I don't think this is even much better than getting a hilt. They are about the same drop rate, so I'm not really sure if this actually will help us a lot. Time to start some bandos. You can see the tiles here are for the 6-0 method with the BOFA, but I don't know the method that well yet. So I'm going with the old reliable, a full tank setup with the Blood Fury to heal us and just so many defenses that we can outlast Grardor. If we look to the general Grardor collection log, we currently have 50 kills with no drops. We only got the Godsword Shard 3 last time, so what we need here is either the hilt to immediately complete the task or to get the 3 shards. We have been pretty unlucky on the shards, so maybe this can change just for the competition. 2 hours after PP Climax got one of the Godsword shards, he got a shard 2. Sadly, this happened. Oh, we get a dupe. Oh, I thought we got something, but it's just the combat achievement of getting 100 KC. Time for me to call it a day. You can see here we are ending at 151 Grardor kills, so that means we have added 101 kills to our name. And as you can see here with the task failure, we can see that in the teams we have been doing this, we have killed 215 General Grardor. We have Shard 1 and Shard 2 and still looking for Shard 3. The team is going to continue, and hopefully by tomorrow morning, if we wake up, we will have completed the task. As we have been stuck on this single tile for more than 24 hours now, and it's the end of the day, let's see how the other teams are doing at the end of day 3. The board now looks something like this, and you can already see we have lost our lead. There is a team at the same tile as us, and one team has actually passed us. If we then look a bit further on, a little bit to the left, we can see that the admin team has also passed us and is actually already at the last tile. If they finish the last tile before any of the other teams, that doesn't really matter because they are just doing this for fun and they will not get any prizes. So currently we only have to worry about the team just in front of us, Team 9 at the full ballista. Looking a bit to the other teams, there are 2 teams a couple of tiles behind us, and then you can see people are creeping up really close to us. Just a couple of teams that are still quite far behind, like Team 2 here on the Corp tile. Team 3 has finally gotten free from the Dusk Mystic tile, but then you can see Team 8, which was stuck at Dusk Mystic for a very long time, is now at tile 14. We all know what that means. They finally completed their Dusk Mystic tile, got all the way until they hit tile 40, the bomb, and they had to return to just before the Dusk Mystic, so they're now actually further behind than they were when they were stuck here, and they can still get the same task again. Then back to our position at the start of the morning, and luckily no help got the hilt, so we can finally kiss this tile goodbye. Except of course if we roll a 1 and we have to go back to the elite map tile. But luckily for us, no help rolled a 2. So we have to get a blood shard. But not only that, our task was already made easier overnight. So we need a blood shard or an enhanced crystal teleport seed to complete this tile. And personally, this is probably the best tile we could have gotten. It's a fairly quick one. And then we have all of the big ones left just in front of us. We've been using Shadow Veil and dodgy necklaces to get this new drop. And if we pickpocket once more, if we can actually pickpocket, we will be at 500 elves. So there we go, that's halfway the drop rate. There's another teammate already over 500. So as a team we are a bit dry now. But I'm really hoping to get this one by ourselves, as we have not completed a single tile yet. Got him, got him, got him! Okay, this does not give a message into the chat or anything, but we've got him, the enhanced crystal teleport seed. Finally, we finished a tile. We finally did it. We completed a tile for our team. So we are not that useless when going for any of these items. Now for the next 6 tiles. These are all quite difficult. And the first one would be to get any TOA unique except for the Lightbearer or the Fang. I don't think this would be an issue, although there are a lot of Lightbearers and Fangs that can be gotten when getting a purple chest, so might be a bit longer than you would think. Then obtaining a full ballista. Team 9 was stuck here for a very long time, so I'd rather not get this one. Then 6 armor sheets, going to the gauntlet, nothing I really want to do, and 6 of them might take a very long time as well. Then we have God Wars, any God Wars set, but personally we have done a full day of God Wars already. I don't really fancy going back there anytime soon. And then we get to Cerberus, also something I really don't want to do, because we would have to skip again and our Slayer points have already taken quite the hit. And then we go to tile 6. That would be any raids purple. So in this case, I'd actually want to get a 6 and then we can just hit a 3 or more to get to the last tile. This would be the best case scenario, but it's up to the bot, up to us to roll the die today. And what do we roll? We rolled a 1. Not the worst task to get, going to TOA, but rolling a 1 on our first roll is a bit annoying. So let's go to TOA and let's see if we can get a purple. We still have a lot of items left to get there, so this might be a good task to do. Everyone else is at work at the moment. This is a Monday. So we are going to have to send some solos. If we look to our collection log for the Tombs of a Mascot, we currently have 43 completions with 10 entries as well, and we only have the Lightbearer. We still have a lot of items to get, so this isn't a bad task for that, but we do need one of these 5 items, so a Mazori piece, a ward, or a Tumicus Shadow. I'm going to run 170s and maybe go up, depending on how good this goes. But let's see if we can do some runs and get a bit lucky here. Otherwise, we will have to wait until all the others come back and raid with us. First raid completed. We have 2.2%, so not lucky this time. Let's see what we get. We can still get a shard. Nope. 400k though, pretty good. I think I'm going to up the difficulty a little bit, as we still had 3 brews left. And if we get to a unique percentage of 2.5 to 3%, if we go with the full team, This shouldn't take all that long. Back to our board, but not because of what you think happened. We are back to the board because for the entire first day, we did not get any purple in Tombs of a Mascot. The entire team did not get anything. Our team was pretty much doing a variety of things. There were a couple of people doing high invocation raids. There were a couple of people, including me, who were teaching the people who were not so adept at Tombs of a Mascot, but everybody learned pretty quickly, and we were mostly doing 155s with like 3 to 4 people. But with another day stuck on another task, we can see the current state of affairs. This would be it. Team 11 with the admin team has actually finished. There are 3 teams which are like just one roll away from getting to the final tile. And then pretty much everybody is clumped together with us at the start of all of the difficult tasks. There's pretty much only 2 teams behind us, which is Team 8, which got from 14 up to 46 in just one day, which is just amazing to think about. And then Team 10, which also got sent back from tile 40 to 14, and they are now stuck on the Dusk Mystic. Team 11, the admins, decided to do a victory lap, so they are back onto the board, but they don't really count. Then on to day 5. Sadly, day 5 did not bring any update. We did not get any purple again for the entire day. So we pretty much are in the same position, but luckily for us, the others did not advance much as well. So if we look at the updated board, this would look like this. So pretty much everybody here stayed at the same tile. Team 9 got up to the Vorkat unique, and Team 7 is the first team that got to the final tile. What also happened is that the task got easier. We can now also get the Lightbearer or the Osmumtum's Fang to complete our task. So hopefully if we get a unique and it's one of those 2, we can finally move on and try to catch up. But it's going to be difficult looking at the board now. Just a little bit after the task got easier, Eigen Maps got a ring. So we could finally move on from this tile, which we were stuck on for 2 days. He then rolled a 3. So we have to go back to God War's dungeon. But unfortunately, at this time, the first team had completed the board. And although we did put up a bit of a fight to get this task completed, we went back to Bandos, we got a couple of tacits, we got a couple of chest plates, all not in our name. But we were missing the boots, the Bandos boots, to complete the full God War's armor set. So we could not continue from this tile, and only a few hours later, a second team completed the board, and then the day after, the last team completed the board. So looking at the completed board, this is what it looks like. There are only 3 teams behind us. Team 10, which got sent back, and then Team 2 and 6, which were stuck like us on the TOA tile. And then looking at the end of the board, 3 people were already at the end of the board as well, but Team 9 managed to complete it first, Team 7 as second, and Team 8 as third. Which is actually amazing because they got sent back half the board and still managed to catch up. The last thing we need to do after completing the event, we have gotten some new slots, so we need to complete them on our dashboard as well. So we got a Godsword chart 2, so that's now completed. Only 1 of the 3 left. And this is a passive task, so this doesn't really do much for our percentages. But what it does is if we go to the hard tier, we got 1 shard 3 from Scorpia, the Malediction shard, which if we then complete over here is another hard task completed. While the ending ceremony is happening in the background, this is now the end of the video. First of all, a very big congratulations to Team 9 for winning the board game. They won 3 bonds per person. And then Team 7 as second won 2 bonds per person. And Team 8 closing up with 1 bond per person. Big congratulations to all 3 teams. And also a very big congratulations and thank you to Try and Celtic for a very successful event. For us, it was a little bit of a difficult event. Our team had pretty much spooned until the last 15 tiles of the board, where we got pretty unlucky. And it was a bit annoying to see everybody pass us, while we had such good chances to win. And then from a personal point of view, we only managed to complete 1 tile and got 2 collection log slots. So our own luck really wasn't there. But either way, it was fun to do this for a week. Hopefully more events can follow in the future. But for now, this is the end of the recollection of what happened during the old school RuneScape board game. Thank you all very much for watching, and the next episode is going back to a normal collection log video. Have a great one, and see you all next time.